What's going on, guys? This is JT here. Yes, that's right. There are 5 new legendary gems coming to Diablo Immortal, and I will be farming them tomorrow live on Twitch at twitch.tv/JTisAllBusiness. I will be running non-stop rifts running for the 2 5-star gems. So let's go ahead and get into it. I wanted to talk about these new gems that are coming to Diablo Immortal. And if you guys ask me, I know a lot of people are like, JT, bro, you're already maxed out. What do you think about new legendary gems coming? I absolutely love it. I like the idea of new legendary gems. Gives players all in all more options, more ways to go about their characters, and there are definitely some exciting things coming with these new legendary gems. So while running the rifts, you're going to have a 25% chance to drop either 5-star legendary gem, which isn't that bad. I mean, I guess it'd be nicer if you could have an option where you could select maybe 50% for each one instead of having to deal with the other legendary gems. However, you can always sell the gems for platinum and then buy the new legendary gems with that platinum. And I've actually accumulated quite a bit of platinum on my character. So let's go ahead and get into the gems. We have Heartstone. It is a 1-star gem. We have the duration of your absorb shields are increased by 36%, and they also reduce the duration of loss of control effects by 24%. That, in my opinion, is an insane build for a defensive barb setup. It is a 1-star gem, unfortunately, so of course, if you are a well-typed player, you're going to lose out on a lot of resonance plus additional stats. However, your shields gain 36%, plus also the main thing, reduce of loss of control effects by 24%. I feel like that is a pretty big gem all in all. I really wish that was a 5-star gem, to be honest with you guys, because honestly, I really like the fact of loss of control. I feel like whenever I'm in PvP, it's non-stop. I can hardly move, but when I can move, we're laying the hammer down, right? So the absorb shields is nice, especially with all the different shields you have in the game. I mean, there's quite a few. One of the main ones is the Mount Bank set. So this with a 4-piece Mount Bank set would be pretty impressive and definitely would make barbarians relatively hard to kill. So we have Kir Sling. It is a 2-star gem. You have a 15% chance when attacked to release a burst of light that blinds all enemies, reducing their vision and total loss of control for 4 seconds. Cannot occur more than every 20 seconds. You also deal 14% increased damage to blinded enemies, which this is going to be a really good gem as well. I mean, their family bonuses with blind. Also, Necros have a blind spell. So, I mean, this is going to be worked into a lot of different characters. I see this being a solid 2-star gem, especially better than some of the other 2-star gems in the game. I foresee people using that, no doubt. We have Volatility Shard. When you defeat an enemy, you trigger a volatile explosion, dealing 90% base damage plus 365 to all nearby enemies, while granting yourself 8% chance or 8% increased damage for 2 seconds. Cannot occur more than once every 6 seconds. Again, another solid 2-star gem. I think that players are definitely going to be farming both of those. Now, here's the one I'm most excited about, especially since they nerfed the Urge set. It is Concentrated Will. So we got using a dash skill, calls a guardian angel to your aid, unleashing a blast of holy light in your direction, dealing 135% base damage plus 500 to all enemies in its path. Now, what does this remind you of? Kind of reminds me of Howler's Call, which, I mean, both of these going down at the same time. If you're fighting one person, it seems like an insane amount of damage. It's also every time you use a dash skill, it does have a 6-second cooldown. So we got when the guardian angel returns to the high heavens, it blesses you, increasing your damage and movement speed by 16% for 2 seconds. Cannot occur more than once every 6 seconds. Now, what this might happen is, you know, the cooldown for Furious Charge, I believe, is right around 6 seconds, or for most dash skills in general, if you have a little bit, maybe a 2-piece Urge set in there as well, and also some extra linked on or beneficial duration effects to help out those skills last a little longer. I think that Concentrated Will is going to be pretty mandatory for my new barb setup if I want to do a lot of damage, because I'm basically going to go with the Gloom God set because that increases damage and obviously while using dash skills, plus also now Concentrated Will. This is going to be a pretty solid damage build from what I see for Furious Charge dash as far as a barb. Now, obviously, all other classes have different dash skills. One thing that I do know is my Howler's Call is relatively the same exact base damage and also AoE damage or enemies in its path, and that thing hits for more damage than any other skill that I have in this game. I mean, I've seen my Howler's Call proc on my Barbarian for in the upwards of 600,000 damage, which I don't have anything even close to that amount of damage. So I'm definitely excited for Concentrated Will and to see some potential one-shots on some characters in the Battleground. So that's going to be interesting. So we have Hellfire Fragment, 5-star gem. Using a skill conjures 3 Hellfire blazes around you to seek out enemies within 6 yards, exploding on them, dealing 108 base damage plus 510 to all nearby enemies. Enemies struck by multiple Hellfire blazes take 50% extra damage from subsequent hits. So this again just seems like some really good single target damage for sure, and seems like it's going to make you do a massive amount of damage. So I'm like, man, both of these new 5-star gems are pretty solid as far as dishing out a lot of damage at once. And once again, like I said, they nerfed the Urge set, which is going to really affect classes like the Battle Mage. It's going to affect different necro builds, especially damage builds. I'm curious to see where everyone goes, because at least like 90 to 95% of the high damage players rely on the Urge set just because it was so freaking powerful. Literally nothing compared. So now we're about to see a large mix of all sorts of different sets being used. I think especially the Gloom God set for the whale players that are farming the Concentrated Will gem. That is going to be very interesting. However, I'm looking forward to it. So like I said, if you guys want to come see the rifts tomorrow, I am going to be live streaming starting at 2 p.m. and hopefully you guys have a wonderful day.